Today we return to the fantasy genre with Rat Queens. Not just a singular queen of the rats, but lots of queens of the rats. Rat queens, plural. I have no idea what the hell this book is about. I'm just going off the cover. There looks to be a Dungeons and Dragons esque adventuring group fighting a large, gigantic lizard dragon thing. So that looks fun. Let's find out. Oh, I like this one. Yeah, Rat Queens is basically a D&D adventure, and it is super fun. It's actually really funny. It basically takes the tropes of Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy adventures like that, and just has a lot of fun with them. For example, well, our four characters in the party, you've got a dwarven fighter, a uh, she's called a smidgen. I guess in D&D parlance it'd be a halfling thief. So a halfling thief, a cleric. I guess she's human. Who's who has is kind of an atheist. So she's a cleric. Clerics are usually white magic users. They do all the healing spells, and that power usually comes from their god. Well, she can still perform a lot of magic and healing spells and stuff, but she doesn't believe in her god, who's apparently a flying squid monster or something. So we have a cleric with a crisis of faith, which is pretty fun. And we have an elven mage. And this group of characters are just a ton of fun to follow around. They're basically the dirty pair in Dungeons and Dragons party form. Basically, they bad things happen wherever they go. They get the job done, but everyone hates them because they usually end up destroying everything. So they live in the town of wherever, and pretty much everyone hates them because while they can get the job done, usually a band of orcs ends up... let me put it this way. So they go out to investigate this cave. They take a quest where they go out to clean goblins out of a cave. They run into a troll, and so they kill this troll, and they go back to town, and the town ends up, a giant rock lands on someone's storefront, and they go up to the castle or the town wall, and look out, and there's a troll and all of her goblin minions or orc minions. And she's calling out the Rat Queens. The Rat Queens is the name of this band of adventurers, and there's several different band of adventurers. There's most notably the Four Daves, which every character in the group is named Dave. So there's Orc Dave and someone else Dave. So there's a giant troll, and they're like, "What the hell do you want?" She's like, "You killed my boyfriend, and now I'm going to enact bloody vengeance on you." And they're like, "How do you know we killed your boyfriend? What makes you think it was us?" "That guard there told me that you were bragging about the bloody slaughter of my boyfriend." And they all look to their left, and there's this really meek-looking guard standing there going, and like, "Thanks a lot, Gary." And so they jump into the fray, and they're battling all the monster army, and the troll throws a boulder into the wall, and a hole explodes, and there's four silhouettes standing there, and it's the Four Daves, and they say, "Did someone call for the Four Daves?" And you hear someone off panel go, "Nope." And they're, "Shut the fuck up, Gary!" I love Gary. Poor Gary should have his own series. So that's kind of the sense of humor that this book has. It is the art's really nice. While it's very funny and irreverent, each character does get enough moments to humanize. Well, some of them are halflings and orcs and dwarves and stuff, and elves, but you get what I mean. To humanize them, to make them relatable. I'm terrible with names. The fighter. There's a scene where her brother comes back to. Apparently, she left her family to strike out on her own and follow her own path. The mage obviously has the crisis of conscience with religious issues, and her family has problems with that. Hannah, I think her name is the. No, I'm sorry. I meant the cleric. Hannah's the mage who has kind of a soft, flirty relationship with the captain of the guard, which causes problems because he keeps having to throw them in dungeons, because they're kind of a menace. And what's her name? The halfling. Violet's the dwarf fighter. Betty is the halfling. She's a real she loves candy and she loves mushrooms, as in getting high on mushrooms, and she loves drink, and she's a real high energy character. But she also has a crush on another person who seems to really love her back, but just can't deal with a relationship with because she's in the Rat Queens and she causes all these problems. She's like, I love you, but this is that part of your life I just can't deal with. And it's a really touching moment to see Betty actually drop her guard and be vulnerable, because she normally wears adventuring outfit, pants and a tunic, but she puts on like a yellow sundress and grabs a big bouquet of flowers, and it's really charming. It's really cute. I like the characters. The art is really cool. The story is fun. I'm also just a huge mark for fantasy Dungeons and Dragons type adventure anyway. But I recommend this one. I found this one to be a great read and a lot of fun. So this is another series that I will, when the run is complete, I will probably be buying it, because I had a ton of fun with this, and even laughed out loud. Most of them were because of Gary, but it's a good sign if a comic genuinely makes you laugh out loud. So, Rat Queens, check it out.